Hey guys, I'm Lisa. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I was a complete bum today and I didn't have any makeup on, I didn't do my hair, and I was just thinking and I'm like, I want to get some content out there and I have a pretty cool story to share. I'm sure if you clicked on this video, you know exactly what it's going to be about, so let's get right into it. So this year, the 2019 MTV VMAs were actually held in New Jersey, and I currently live in New Jersey. So when I found that out, I absolutely wanted to go, and it was right near my birthday. It was the same week as my birthday, so I figured what a better present. The most asked question that I've gotten about this is, how did I get tickets? It just kind of seemed like an impossible feat. I have no connections, I don't know anybody. So there's this company called 1iota. I will link them down in the description. If you don't know who they are, I'm sure most of you do. They are an amazing company, and I've put in for some other events through them, never got picked. I really didn't think I was going to get picked for this, but lo and behold, things happen that you don't think will happen. Yeah, I never thought that I would get picked for this, ever. My story starts out about a week prior to the event. I entered on 1iota, and there were a few different categories that you could pick. There were pit fans, there were seat fillers, and there were red carpet fans. There might have been some other ones, but I'm the type of person that I don't want to go to anything by myself, so whatever had the option of 2 or more guests, like that's what I put in for. So I put in for all of them, and I'm off on Mondays, so that was gonna be no problem. I was like, all right, whatever. So I put it in. I kind of forgot about it. The VMAs were on a Monday, August 26th, and that Saturday night I was checking my email on my phone, and it hadn't updated in quite a while. So when I went to check it, at this point it was about 11 o'clock at night, and I had gotten the email at like 8:30, and it said reserve your 1iota tickets, and immediately I started freaking out, and I opened the email and it said that I was chosen for pit. Now I was freaking out, like I said, had to say it again because I really was, and I was just so excited, but I thought that too much time had passed and I couldn't redeem the tickets, or I really wasn't sure how that worked. I went in and I was able to reserve my 2 tickets, and I immediately texted my friend and I said, you are either taking off work or you're getting out early because we are going to the VMAs. So she was super excited and everything worked out. And the funniest part is that there was such a long list that they gave us. It wasn't really a list, it was just kind of like things that we had to read, rules, do's and don'ts. And the funniest thing is that they actually sent us, it's like a mood board, but not really a mood board. It was the type of clothing that we could wear, and I'll insert that right now. So here I am, like, what am I gonna wear? I had nothing that remotely resembled any of the stuff that they wanted us to wear. I have the exact time frame of everything broken down. So check-in was at 3:30, 5 p.m. check-in closes, 5:15 we were going to be escorted to the venue and screened by security, 5:30 we were loaded into the venue, 6:30 rehearse any pit moves, and from 8 to 10:30 the award show was live. Sorry for the change in like position, but my legs were getting a little bit numb and it was gonna be really uncomfortable for me to tell the rest of the story that way. As I was saying with the time frame, needless to say, nothing really was exactly on time. And I'm just going to, as quickly as I can, break down the whole day. So my friend and I got to the location at 3:30. The things that we were given to read said that if we arrived before 3:30, we were going to be turned away. But then we found out that people were there anyway since like 8:30 in the morning. I guess not online, but just kind of like there, like waiting to get online. So there were, no joke, there were thousands of people of people there. It was not very chaotic in a sense, like nobody was being rowdy, nobody was, you know, causing any problems. It was just a lot of people. And let me tell you, this whole day was about waiting and standing and waiting and standing, and it could be a little bit rough, but it was such an incredible experience that if you get the opportunity, like, do it. Even if you just do it one time and you're like, okay, this isn't for me, like, you really should actually, you know, at least just experience it one time if you're able to. So throughout the day, we made a couple of friends that we kind of lost as we moved from spot to spot. So hi to anyone. If you're seeing this, you're probably not, because you're whatever. But it was great meeting you and hanging out with you for those few whatever. Our time together was great and I cherish it so much. So when we got to the main area, there were a lot of 1 iota workers and people with signs. So if you didn't know where to go, you can just, you know, ask them and they'll direct you to the right spot. We were kind of worried at some point, like, were we going to get in? That's not something that you want to be worried about when you're there, when you're dressed, when you're ready to go. P.S. Found a great romper at Target that Sunday night. A+, go Target. Thank you. Not sponsored.
This is a much better angle, I think. Less Facebook.
We wait and wait and wait, and that was kind of the theme of the whole day. And eventually we get to the 1 iota team member that is going to check us in. So basically we just had to bring our ticket, which was electronic on our phone. It was just a barcode. And then we also had to bring our identification, and we were all set. So at this point we see that, you know, we're getting wristbands and people have different colored wristbands. The workers claimed that the wristbands didn't mean anything. It was just kind of a way for them to keep track of all of the people that were there, and I don't know how they did it because there were a lot of people there. If I remember correctly, there were orange, blue, gray, well, silver, gray, whatever. There might have been some other colors. I personally think that there was a method to their madness and they were handing certain people certain colors because that determined where you were in the pit. We ended up with this silver. So, you know, at this point, I'm really not sure what time it is, but now we go to security. Now, one thing that they do really stress on is that there are no phones allowed during the VMAs, like during the whole taping and everything. So when you get up to security, you have to have your phone out and they put them in a yonder case. I hadn't heard of it either until that day. You can have your phone with you, you just couldn't have it out. Next, all of us were kind of like herded in a way, for like lack of a better word, into this really large, it looked like an abandoned warehouse, but it wasn't. I'm not sure what it was. But basically it was just another place to just chill, rest, relax, until we were brought actually into the venue. So at this point they had water bottles for us, which was great because I was so thirsty. I didn't know that you could actually bring water bottles and probably some snacks, whatever. So more prepared for next time if there is a next time. Hopefully there will be. And this part was a little bit chaotic because at one point the guards were saying, okay, blue, like you can go, and like everyone just went. It was just kind of like there was no controlling. Again, people weren't that rowdy or that crazy. Well, actually, I almost got knocked over 3 times, but you know, like that comes with it. So at this point, we are waiting outside, kind of across the street. I did not mention this, but I'm sure many of you guys know that the VMAs were held at the Prudential Center. So we were across the street and we're just waiting and waiting, and it was definitely not going according to the schedule of 5 and 5:15 and 6:30, blah, blah, blah. So at this point, we're waiting and nothing is happening. Although there is something happening. It was a protest about water. So that was the excuse that we were given because there was this protest happening, but honestly, they weren't even rowdy. We just kind of had to walk right by them. So I don't know why that would have delayed us so long. All right, so, you know, again, more time goes on. We finally get into the venue. Finally. I actually graduated from the Prudential Center exactly the way that we were brought into the venue for graduation. So we entered and then we went to a door on the left that's probably normally closed off, but it brings you right into the venue. And it was kind of like almost a behind the scenes backstage area. We walked by some corn stalks and we were like, ooh, is this for Miley Cyrus? Is this for Billy Ray? Didn't know that it would be Missy Elliott's corn stalks. I touched Missy Elliott's corn stalks, everyone. At this point, we're let in. We are on the floor, super, super close to the main stage. Really close. Every time a performer came out, they were basically right there. We were kind of like 4 or 5 rows back. So it was an incredible, incredible view. There were about 3 or 4 stages. So when someone was presenting and someone was getting an award, that wasn't, you know, right in front of us. That was kind of over there and we had to look. Those parts were kind of hard to see, but then again, you know that there were all the screens there, so we didn't miss anything. Backtracking a little bit to like rehearsal of moves, like it really wasn't anything major. They just wanted you to have a lot of energy, especially during the performances, and they gave out these like watches that lit up, and you could see, like if you watch the VMAs in the audience, like during I think Senorita and I don't know if during Taylor Swift's, like it would go on and change color, and that was just automatic, and that was cool. I still have that too. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere in this house. So the funniest thing is that people ended up breaking their Yonder cases, and I was really nervous too, and I couldn't get it open if I tried, but a lot of the guys that were around us were opening them. And then by the end, I don't know if this is true or not, maybe someone can confirm, probably not because who am I, but they said that once the press got to the pit that you were able to take pictures. So like towards the end, everyone was just cracking open their Yonder cases and taking videos and photos and stuff, and I'll insert some of that right now. And I also just wanted to mention that I am a huge fan of the Jonas Brothers. I have loved them since I was 15, and that was in 2005. I don't want to brag, but yes, I have been a Jonas Brothers fan before most of the world knew who they were. Yes, we were children. Knew that their performances were pre-taped the day before, but I was hoping that they would still be there. And they were. The thing was that they didn't arrive until a little bit later in the day. And I knew they were there for a reason, and they were up for a VMA, and I think there was one that they didn't win, but they were up for another one. I don't remember, but I just remember the moment that they did win their first VMA, and I was there and I was so excited. And I was like, I knew there was a reason for them being here. They wouldn't be here if they didn't win, because they already performed. They wouldn't have to be here. So to see them get their first VMA, to be, you know, thank everyone for being there for them for so long, really was such an iconic moment for me as someone who literally watched their whole entire career from the beginning. Like, I saw them at the Stone Pony in 2005. That was the first time that I met them, the second time that I've seen them. So for them to go back there, it was just like the world came in full circle again. It was absolutely incredible. And then after that, they left. So overall, like, this was such an incredible experience, and I would definitely do it again. And next time I would be more prepared. I look back and I still can't believe that I got to go and I got to see all of these celebrities and performers that I would have never gotten to see. Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, Camila Cabello, Shawn Mendes, Lizzo was incredible, Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, like the list just goes on and on. And just even seeing celebrities in the crowd and interacting, like, I have a newfound respect for Camila Cabello because I think she was like the only celebrity that I saw that was actually interacting with the fans and saying hi to the fans, and it was just really nice to see that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments if you've ever been to a One Iota event. Definitely check them out. Again, the link is in the description. It's a lottery, so basically you have as good of a chance as me or as her or as him or as anybody else to get picked for something. Let me know if you ever want some Jonas Brothers story times, because like I've said, I followed them since 2005 and I have some stories that some of y'all won't believe. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to hear about any of those experiences.